Welcome to the 12th and 13th walkthrough of Kristin Linklater's book Freeing the Natural Voice. This is a long double workday. If you haven't read the book yet, please follow the link in the description or listen to it here on my channel to make sure you understand the progression of the exercises. These videos are not a substitute for the book, but a complementary tool to further your understanding. Today we will go through both workday 12 and 13, in which we will work on breathing power and overall sensitivity and power. Let's go! Lie on your right side in the semi-fetal position. Put your left hand on the side of your rib cage. Thumbs back, fingers forward, elbow up. Imagine you can only breathe into the lung space under your left hand. Feed a sigh of relief without sound into this area and feel the left ribs rise. Release and feel the drop. Again, feed a sigh of relief and extend the ribs a little higher before releasing toward the floor. Again, breathe in with the impulse, going a little higher, and release out. In, higher, and release. Roll onto your back, knees up, feet on the floor. Feel the difference in your ribs. Roll to your left to the semi-fetal position. Right hand on the rib cage, thumb back, fingers forward, elbows up. Imagine you can only breathe into the lung space under your right hand. Feed a sigh of relief without sound into this area and feel the right ribs rise. Release and feel the drop. Again, feed a sigh of relief and extend the ribs a little higher before releasing toward the floor. Again, breathe in with the impulse, going a little higher, and release out. In, higher, and release. Roll onto your back, knees up, feet to the floor. Notice the difference. Roll to the right, left hand back to the ribcage, and sigh into the space with sound. Another sigh. Sigh out on hay. Roll to your left. Right hand on the rib cage. Sigh into the space with sound. Another sigh. Sigh out on hay. Roll to your stomach, head resting on your hands toward the floor. Feed a sigh of relief without sound into the lower back and release it through the rib cage. Roll onto your back and feed a sigh of relief without sound into the pelvic floor, back, and side ribs. Release it through the diaphragm. Release another sigh on hay. Continue with the triads into the folded leaf. Onto all fours. Focus on the belly, back, and side ribs. Round and arc the spine. Move into a squat. Float the tailbone up. Slowly build up the spine. Walk around. Stop. Stand still and call out on hey. Stand easily and with your fingers feel the edges of your rib cage, from the collarbone to the spine. Dig into your bottom back ribs and imagine that each elbow is attached to this point with an elastic band. Lift the elbows a little and feel the back respond. Shoulders still, spine straight. Let the elbows drop and lift them out again until level with your shoulders, stretching the entire back of the rib cage. Move your elbows forward and bring them back. Forward and back. Lower them. Now, imagine that each elbow is attached to the bottom front ribs with an elastic band. Lift the elbows a little and feel the front ribs respond. Shoulders still, spine straight. Let the elbows drop. Lift them out again until level with your shoulders, stretching the entire front of the rib cage. Move your elbows backwards. Bring them forward. Back and forward. Lower them. Float your elbows to shoulder height. Move them forward and pull the back of the ribs open. Keep them open while moving the elbows back to open the front ribs. Wriggle the rib cage to open it even more. Keep it open while lowering your arms. Relax the shoulders. Release the front ribs. Keep the spine long and back ribs open. And let the whole rib cage relax. Next exercise can be very uncomfortable. If you haven't already, make sure to read through step 3 on workdays 12 and 13 before attempting the exercise. Link in the description. Now, stand and empty your lungs on F's. Hold your nose, close your mouth. Expand your ribs as in the previous exercise, and picture a vacuum in your lungs. Let go of the nose, keep the mouth shut, and let the air rush in. Return to natural breathing. Again, blow all the air out of your body. Hold your nose, close your mouth. Put a hand onto your lower back ribs. Drop the pelvic floor. Open the belly, the back, and the side ribs. Imagine the vacuum in your torso. Let go of the nose and feel the air rush in. Relax and return to natural breathing. You might feel a little dizzy. That is natural and normal. If you do not feel dizzy, it might be a sign that you aren't doing the exercise fully. Give your body a big stretch. Roll down the spine. And build back up. Roll the head and the neck. And the other direction. Vacuum the lungs by blowing out the air. Holding your nose and closing your mouth, expand the ribs and torso. And release the nose to let the air flow back in. Feed a huge sigh of relief without sound, as big as you can make it. As soon as you're done, sigh again. And again. And one last time. Rest. Again, 4 huge sigh of reliefs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Relax. This time, let's feed in the impulse for 6 medium-sized sighs. Sigh one after the other. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, 4 huge sighs of relief. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 6 medium sighs of relief. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now focus on the center of the diaphragm and feed in many quick impulses of pleasurable anticipation. Tiny breaths that flutter in and out. Fast and loose flutters. And then release. Again, flutter. And release. Let's go through a story. This morning in the mail, you received an anonymous note telling you that this evening at 5 o'clock, you should take the nearest train to a particular station just outside the city. Once there, you were to go out of the station, turn left, and go down the road where there would be a large house set back from the road in its own garden. You were instructed that the house would be empty, the door unlocked, and you were to go in, up the stairs, down the long corridor on the left, and into the room at the end where you were to wait. All this you have done, and you are now waiting in an empty room, in an empty house, and dusk is gathering. Let's assume that you are in a state of anticipation, and let the anticipation bring your breathing into a loose, panting rhythm. Stand in the center of the room and listen. Suddenly, you hear the front door downstairs open and close. Let your breathing react. You hear footsteps across the hall. The steps slowly come up the stairs and start down the corridor. Let the breathing react. The steps come slowly closer and closer. The door opens, and it's your favorite friend. Release the breath. Continue the quick anticipation and add sound. Imagine the diaphragm as a trampoline and the sound as a little person bouncing up and down. Bounce 6 or 7 times. Let the miniature you take a flying leap out of your mouth and across the room. Imagine the elastic connection between the elbows and side ribs. Float your arms up and drop your hands on your head. Lengthen the neck and spine. Pant with anticipation without sound. Release through each sigh. Add sound. Keep the ribs open and direct the release through the rib cage. Go slightly up in pitch and then down. Open the arms, keep the ribs open, and breathe, anticipate without sound. Add sound. Drop down the spine and pant without sound, hanging head down. Add sound. Lower the tailbone into a squat. Pant and release. Put your hands behind you and lay down, vertebra by vertebra, until you are on your back. Knees up, feet on the floor. Pant with breath. And add sound. Roll over to your belly. Repeat the panting on pitches. Repeat in the semi-fetal position. Repeat in the folded leaf position. Repeat on all fours. Uncurl the spine to standing. Practice with triads, first panting and then sighing it out. Let's go through the empty house story again, but this time let your breath react with sound. You've already taken the path to the station, turned left, and down the road where you found a large house. You've entered the empty and unlocked house and you are in a state of anticipation. Let the anticipation bring your breathing into a loose, panting rhythm with a sound. Stand in the center of the room and listen. Suddenly you hear the front door downstairs open and close. Let the breathing react. You hear footsteps across the hall. The steps come slowly up the stairs and start down the corridor. Let the breathing react. The steps come slowly closer and closer. The door opens and it's your favorite friend. Release the breath on a sigh of relief. Pant again and let the breaths happen so you can hear them clearly. Close your mouth and let the breath quiver in the diaphragm with hardly no disturbance to the breath. Release the breath through the nose. Quiver and let go. Again, quiver and let go. Imagine your rib cage is a bird cage with a hummingbird in it. The speed on the quiver panting is the flutter of its wings. And when you release the quiver, the bird escapes. Open your mouth, quiver, and let go. Find the touch of sound. Allow the tiny quiver to happen like an electric current in the center of the diaphragm. Let go and let all the breath leave your body. Without taking a new breath, think of relaxing even deeper and drop a sigh that is farther inside your body than the breath. Again, quiver, release, and drop a deep sigh. Relax, and allow the breath to refill. Quiver, let go, yield deeper to a sigh. Relax. Decide not to use the breath, but still to release another sigh deep from the inner center. It isn't until after the breath returns that you realize breath was used. Find this inner center connection. Sigh, aha. Try again, but change the sound to hey. Repeat on hey. Let the breath drop back in. Decide not to use it, and let the haze happen again. Continue. Build up power and volume in the sound slowly. Use only mental intensification, not muscular. Hey, hey, hey. And drop the diaphragm. Try once to use your stomach muscles to punch out a loud hey. Then try it again, but leave the muscles loose. Still sending the same strong hey out into the world. Find a wall and imagine that it is a huge canvas. You are about to paint a picture of a seascape. The paint is your breath on F's. And each new image creates a new impulse. Large images need large breaths. Small images need small breaths. Be seized with its sudden inspiration and the need to get the picture on the canvas quickly. Let's go. Paint a horizon line of bright blue waves across the canvas. Paint a large, simple, and red ship. Paint a mast with 2 big white sails. Paint a round and yellow sun. Paint its rays. Paint white fluffy clouds and little seagulls flying around the ship. Sign your name on the bottom of the picture. Relax. Let's repeat the exercise, but with sound. Let the image tell you what shape of sound, whether it's hey, ha, ha, or he. Paint a horizon line of bright blue waves across the canvas. Paint a large, simple, and red ship. Paint a mast with 2 big white sails. Paint a round yellow sun. Paint its rays. Paint white fluffy clouds and little seagulls flying around the ship. Sign your name on the bottom and relax. Close your eyes and see the image on a level with your diaphragm, merging with your breath. Open your eyes and look at the picture in front of you, while seeing the image inside of you as well. Connect them together while you are speaking these words. A wide horizon. A dark blue sea. The sun burns in the sky. A great ship floats on the waves. It has 2 sails. Seagulls swoop and call. Where are the sailors?